stream. Up,
It's
you're
an
first.
infinity wipe. It could be a
Beat me
while.
to it.
Okay.
God. Jokerhead, we're praying for you on the throne there.
Yeah. I think it's just gonna
Also,
go for shit. Don't start yet, but he's still here and he's wiping. So it's like, all right.
yes. Well, welcome everyone before we get into the conversation here to the Fast
Sorry.
Track Fridays feedback stream. And yeah, how are we doing on ads right now?
We get ads.
So we're a Twitch
With-
affiliate because it has some benefits, but they put ads on our stuff that we can't turn off, which sucks. I think even if we weren't though, they would still have the option to put ads on our stuff. So sorry if that's the case. It's not like we make any money from that.
Yeah, I think we can put in an ad too, but it's like weird.
We
I've
can
never
like
looked into
choose
it.
to do that for whatever reason, which is weird. But
I think
anyways,
so. Yeah,
Twitch is dumb.
a little bit.
Just say that right now. Twitch algorithm, can you hear me?
Help us out.
Yeah.
Don't ban us.
Yeah. So we'll see. Anyways, we are giving feedback as we always do. So if you're new,
I got an ad for you. Sorry, keep going.
if you're new, we've got a well, first of all, platform that we're working on. So we're building a music collaboration platform to help you find others to work with, bring your team, collaborate on tracks, share versions of stuff, keep track of your versions and tasks, all of that, and then feedback from providers in the future. So yeah, there's a whole lot going on there, and we're also accepting submissions to the stream now through our platform. So we've built a very custom system that allows you to get notified when you get reviewed, get reminders, reuse your information if you select the little sign up for FastTrack toggle at the top of the form. And it's just a lot more convenient because you can see the whole queue and where you are, and you can tip to skip if you want to get ahead of the line. So that's how it goes. Submit your tracks on the site. Link is in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
And Jokerhead, to your feedback, you said also when songs, I think this is your feedback, but let us know if there's something else. When the songs are playing, we're usually complimenting your track. Well, yes, because that's all we do with your tracks, Jokerhead.
Yeah.
But we can't hear it. Yeah,
Just
so
raving reviews. Yeah.
it depends on the track. It seems like sometimes if the track is mastered to an adequate
Infinity.
volume,
Yeah.
Usually tracks that are like the right level, you can hear over us, but they're also not too quiet on the stream. The issue is that if most tracks are too quiet, they'll probably get compressed more and brought up more because of like bit depth and all that stuff. So we try to keep it as close to reference, like what we are hearing as possible, but we can investigate. I thought about turning down that volume by like 5% or something, just to make sure you can hear us over those loud bangers.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. Let us know if you have any more feedback, and everybody else, if you're going through the submission process and you have feedback for us, please let us know. I think there's an option to submit like feature requests or bug reports on the site, but you can also just chat us here live on the stream. So that's where we're at. We got some keyboard warriors clicking away here.
Sorry.
It's
I'm
good.
interacting with my community. Also, what about that best and worst thing for any track? Sure, we could do that. Whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Until we forget about it. Unless people are like, oh, this is cool. Let's do that. But yeah, why not?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. But yeah, as you guys can see, if you navigate to FastTrack Studio, fasttrack.studio, /stream, you can see the queue. Go there to see. And Zeno, we just got your submission. So thank you for using the system. You guys see now we have 5 people in the queue, and 1 person has tipped to skip, meaning they will go first, and that is Gowie. So we have Gowie, Oscar August, Dino Spumoni comes back again, Jokerhead, Zeno. That is the order, and we typically get through 5, so we should be able to get through everybody in the queue today. But if you want to go immediately and take the second spot behind Gowie, then you can use that tip link also on our website there, $5 minimum, and it'll push you to the top. Because some people don't like to wait. But if you want to just wait and chill, that's what it is. You can do it, and we should be able to get to you today unless people come in and skip you. So
yes, yeah, just be aware of that. We've got until 7:30 Central, which is about an hour and a half in the stream. So we'll probably get through 5, but it'll be closer to the end when we hit you, Jokerhead and Zeno. So if you want to tip, feel free.
Sorry.
If not, we'll try. And if other people come in and tip, then good luck.
But why are you sorry, Zeno? What's wrong? Anyway, sorry.
Crying. Yeah, we've got, we come on every week, and review every track, as you know. So just order of operations unless you tip. So that's what we'll do.
Mhm.
All right, let's do Gowie
Let's do it.
Siren.
Gowie Siren just started this track tonight, which was a week ago. So any feedback, welcome. Fire. The role is composer, track genre, electronic dance music. Cool.
Cool.
Click on the waveform. All right, I'm ready. You ready?
Yes.
Did you click the timestamp started, by the way?
Now I did.
All right, cool.
I need to put that button in a really, really obvious place.
Yeah. Okay. So
I was
it's
just thinking about that like 5 minutes before this.
okay. I was like, if I can, like, so I see that the button it has like the change title and stuff. So if
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see it, I could just click it, right?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. But yeah, without further ado, we'll go to this first song then. Siren Gowie. 3, 2, 1. Did you pay Josh for the bribe for the 72? Yeah, you got to get your money up, Jughead. You want a higher score. It's a $5 minimum. Remember that. Minimum.
Yeah, there's no max.
Yes. Get a new PR. Get a new max. It's cinematic. Nice vocals. Mix sounds just a little thin though.
When the city turns into an asylum, won't be one sound of a siren. Timing's gotta be immaculate, cause this money and power thing's timeless. Money and power is addictive, money and power is a virus. You roll with or without license, no decorum or guidance. Contraband, vehicle loaded with goods for the export. No man's land, dance with the devil or book your own Deadpool. Survival plan, hunger in the belly gonna send a man mental. Understand, boss like that will always stay presidential.
Boss like that.
A little delay tail.
Crazy accent. Shout out to the UK. That is not what I was expecting at all. Can we go back to this transition real quick? Let me see.
When the city turns into an asylum, won't be one sound of a siren.
Like kind of dubby, but
Yeah.
no wubby. So
Yeah, true. I thought it was pretty smooth.
Akala, yeah, I can see that. Akala. Cool. You got vibes, first impressions, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's seems like a good start to something, and I feel like if to know whether this is going to be really cool or really hit, it depends on like the full arrangement and where it goes. Because I
Mhm.
could see it either being like there's a lot of dynamic stuff and it's very fast paced and like action packed. Sort of, it feels like an action movie almost.
Yeah,
To
it's big
me.
and boomy, yeah, too.
Yeah, but if you don't manage to do enough of that, or if it gets dragged out too long, like right now, I feel like it definitely feels incomplete. But you also don't want to just like loop the same stuff and have it get boring because that's like the fastest way to kill it, which
Mhm.
is also the most common way that it happens.
Mhm.
So you got to figure out like what composition wise where you're going to take this because I think that's the most important part. But as a like sonic foundation, the like idea space that you're in, I think it's pretty compelling and interesting and different. And I could see this just being fun to listen to as a song, but also fitting into like film or cinema or game
Yeah.
stuff. Like it's cool.
Yeah, I get a definitely kind of film cinema to it. That whole kind of intro. It's like what is it? Where am I at here? This part here is like overhead drone video footage, right? Of like some factory you don't know, it's in the middle of nowhere, like a desert. And it zooms in on the people on the inside. They have like some illegal operation going on. You know what I mean? Someone's got a briefcase. There's like
Yeah.
something important inside of it. They close it up, and then they're like walking down a hallway, and it's like that's like the kind of visual I have right now. But that being said, like Josh said, it's kind of incomplete. Like it doesn't really go past it. So I guess your first point of feedback from us is to like, hey, continue the story. It seems pretty cool, but it
Yeah.
all just seems like an intro.
Hunger in the belly gonna send a man mental. Understand, boss like that will always stay presidential.
Yeah, so it's like
Cool.
like a first verse, intro and a verse. The intro itself is what, a minute. Okay, so
I think the takeaway is that like this is very promising. Like the feedback that we're getting, I think is good.
yeah,
Like it's very
we just want more.
promising, and we just want more, which is exactly what you want. So
Yeah, in terms of the feedback of what we have at this point, do you have anything in particular? I was saying in the beginning, it seems like just in general before the drop, the mix sounds a little thin. Um, and
hmm.
when it comes into the beat, it's particularly like kind of boomy to what I would normally expect this kind of music
Hmm.
to. I think so. Yeah,
Maybe that's part of what was making me feel like it's more
An
cinematic.
asylum. Won't be one sound of a siren. Time
maybe it's just that long
I
tail on
think
the
it's
bass, but
cool. I think that sounds actually pretty refined, and it's a matter of testing it out probably on like a sub, like a
mhm,
system that has really low end, and make sure it's not like overbearing. But
yeah,
I think it sounds actually like very good.
yeah. It might not be the bass,
turns into an asylum. Won't be one sound of a
just
siren.
those like little effects like the and it's like very. It sounds very spacious. I don't
Hmm.
know if it's a good or a bad thing. It's just what I'm kind of noticing,
Sure.
um, which gives it the more soundtracky vibe, but it doesn't. It like hits me more from a soundtrack space than I would like a dub or a grime, whatever this kind of genre is closer to. But
Maybe. I
um,
mean, I sort
it
of
could be a good thing, you know.
yeah. I feel like I don't know. I'm just the way I think about this. I'm not compelled to try to fit it into the standards of any particular genre, and I
Sure.
can't imagine most listeners being like, "This isn't similar enough to the other stuff that I like."
Hmm.
Rather, they'd probably be like, "Oh, this is like." I mean, I think the stuff that usually attracts the most listeners is where there are
Where it's different.
the similarities to the stuff that people like, but
Mhm.
then something goes like the extra mile or brings in some other influences that are also cool. And this to me is like maybe a good example of that. It
Sure.
brings a little bit more of a cinematic spin to it, which I can't see somebody being like, I don't like that it sounds more cinematic than the
Yeah.
usual stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't see it as a like or dislike. Just what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
And if it's something that you're going for, just keep that in mind. If you want to tweak it towards something else, then be our guest.
sure.
But I do say still the beginning seems a little thin.
Let me
Yeah, like the voices themselves, that little oscillating synth, it's all kind of operating within this very kind of high register, and I don't really hear any sort of like foundation in the lower ends at all.
let me go back for a sec. Yeah, I could see it being a little bit on the I don't know if I would call it thin, but maybe slightly bright or really
Airy.
like narrow. That might be the
Narrow's a
word I'm
good,
looking
yeah,
for. But
yeah,
yeah, I didn't really have that thought the first listen through. Like I just felt like it looks like it's going to be a good contrast, or feels even without seeing the waveform like it's going to be a good contrast between when the like louder part, the bassier part comes in. And I don't really mind it that much, but
hmm,
again, maybe a matter of preference.
yeah, that's fair. How did the drop hit you?
I thought it was I didn't see any obvious problems with it. Honestly, I thought that it was like a smooth transition into that, and
Yeah, not even
for
problems. Like, was it good? Like, did you like it
yeah,
or?
no, I liked it. I think it was like there's many different ways to approach a good drop, and it's like I'm glad that they're not all the same.
Mhm.
And sometimes you need something that's more like there's a bunch of drama and stuff ramps up, and then it's like crazy. But I don't. This doesn't really go into anything that's super crazy, and so I
No,
think that sort
not
of
yet. Yeah,
smoother like transition in how the way that he did it works well here.
yeah, yeah. It's definitely not like a main climactic like point to the song. It's just
Yeah,
like an intro to the first
that's
verse.
probably exactly what also leads me to think that there's more to come, and that like in future parts when it ramps into that like whatever chorus if you want to call it that,
Mhm,
it probably would deserve a little bit of extra seasoning on
mhm.
that build, and then the chorus will also need some extra stuff, so it will make sense in that context, I think.
Yeah. Other than that, the vocalist sounds pretty good, pretty crisp. Like the accent, the multiple what is it syllabic rhymes, and yeah, I didn't catch anything too um like in terms of the song meaning. I don't know really what it is at this point. They're just saying about bad things are bad. That's all kind of what I heard. I
Yeah.
haven't heard exactly what the story is yet, but yeah, I agree. All around, it kind of just sounds high quality. So, like a nice start. I can't wait to hear more.
Yeah.
So please continue, and I hope you've continued from last week. So see how this has evolved.
Mhm.
But yeah, with that, do you want to give 5 scores?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Well, okay. Why not? All right, I have mine. Do you have yours?
Yeah.
3. Oh, fuck. All right. 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I
It's
mean,
not low. It's just not finished. Like,
yeah. Well,
yeah.
and we like that number, so
And we do. Yeah, I was at 70 before.
yeah.
59, Joker. You got to explain, bro.
I saw that. Yeah, thanks for participating, but wow, harsh
Yeah.
critic.
I mean, it's
It's
all
not
like,
bad, but
yeah, it's all similar.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do like it a lot. I mean, for me, it's really just that it's not like finished.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say that even if this is done, it would necessarily be like purple quality for me. Like it might just be like good for the application, but not my like most favorite thing ever.
Mhm.
But I like the way that it feels pretty refined and like it's begging to have just more of the story told, essentially.
Yep.
Kind of going into content on that thought. I think what you're saying about like I didn't really get a lot of the lyrical content either or like understand fully what it's about, but I do think it might be one of those things where having an extra like verse in between and then another chorus where the repetition like you start to notice what is important because it's repeated can sometimes help to like get more of the content out and just like get used to the dialect or like the like the British accent thing and for like absorbing it rather than just like hearing it and that sometimes you don't realize or aren't paying attention to what a song is about until you hear something that really sticks out after being repeated in like the second chorus or something like that. So
Is it
I
about
think
being a roadman? Wagwan. He's put in all the British slang in there. I didn't know if it was about. From my understanding, roadman is essentially like gangster,
Hmm.
in like the American kind of sense.
Guys
But
watch Top Boy. What is that?
I don't know what Top Boy is,
It's like Top Gun except British.
but younger.
Yeah.
Top Boy, maybe. Yeah, corner drug guy. Right, right,
Mm,
right. I
okay.
didn't catch anything about dealing drugs. That was more like I don't know.
Well,
That was
Mr.
more my visual, but it wasn't really what the lyrics I thought were about. But,
I'll trust that Ireland here knows the British slang.
yeah, that's true. Anyways, you have anything to say on content? Except it just needs more.
Mostly, yeah, that I think the story will become more obvious once you've got more of the story there.
Yeah, I think everything that's kind of put in at this point sounds pretty high quality.
I like the sounds, the way that things are arranged. I think it's like clean and simple. It comes together pretty well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want more and can't wait to hear the story.
Yeah.
The fact that it has given me a visual is a nice touch. Like it's a good effect to have, I think. But
Hmm.
okay, I think I have my score.
Yeah, me too.
3, 2, 1.
There we
Hey,
go.
damn! To the percentage, that's crazy.
Crazy.
I think that's what it deserves. And production.
Yeah, and then production, I feel like I might actually be more favorable to it, than, at least from what you're saying before. Like I think it sounds pretty professional already, and I doubt that it's like fully mastered.
I
Um,
doubt that it's fully mastered too. I definitely had to turn up.
there
But
are, now that I think about it, this is sort of content, sort of production. The one thing that I was thinking to myself, I don't love that, is the snare sound. Not that it doesn't work
bring it
sonically,
back.
it's just so stock and so common. Yeah, we can go to
Timing's gotta be immaculate. But this money and power things
The
time.
clap.
that clap that's in every fucking sample pack, and it's so generic. That's why.
That's what it is.
It's just low. It just feels low effort. It's like, okay, I've heard that. It's not interesting.
Mhm.
No effort put forth to like making a good, unique snare texture.
Fair. Yeah,
Boilerplate.
I can agree with that. Yeah, it's simple. Yeah, but yeah, I think in general, things sound. I think from the drop, it sounds pretty spacious. I think that might be what might be unsettling to me. It just sounds so narrow in the beginning, where
Mm.
I feel like it's supposed to be very spacious, and then instead it was like way more spacious and boomy on the end, like
Like
that.
too much of a difference between them.
it was a big contrast, and it was also an unexpected contrast. Like you'd expect the choir with strings and vocals to be like very spacious, but instead it was very narrow. And you'd expect like the drum with a tight kind of beat to it to be, I wouldn't say narrow, but like if I had to pick which one would be like more spacious, would it be choir and strings in a room, like a big room, or would it be like a full band or something,
Yeah.
with a rapper? So I don't
Gowie's
know. Maybe
here.
that's why it was weird. But what's up, Gowie?
We're reviewing your
Otherwise than
track
that,
right now.
yeah, it just seemed like it was. It seems like it was mixed pretty well in general, and the everything is used as high quality. It definitely doesn't sound mastered yet, but I don't think it is. Like he's just at the beginning stages of this. So,
Yeah.
that being said, it's pretty good so far. So I just want to hear more.
Yeah, me too.
So where would I put it at this point? I have my score. You have yours?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I knew you were going to be lower.
Yeah.
I think it's produced very well. I think that contrast to me sounds like it could potentially be warranted. It's not like bad to me. I think contrast is good in mixing where it's not too
Yeah.
uniform, but I
Yeah.
think that mastering will probably level the playing field a little bit there. Well, they'll come closer to each other, is my guess.
I agree.
So,
Yeah.
but I do appreciate how clean it is and all of that. Uh, Maybe we should give Gowie a TLDR here.
Sure.
So basically, what we feel is that it's a
You've
good.
given me like a very cinematic visual. Like it seems like there's drone footage in the beginning, flying around this weird workshop in the desert, and then you zoom into the workshop, and the people are working on something mysterious, and then that's it. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know the content of it yet, but I'm excited. So it's cool imagery. But yeah,
Yeah, I'd say the takeaway, the main feedback is that we want to hear like the full story, and you have
mhm,
to be careful about not just like repeating stuff, as in like looping this first chorus or
yeah,
like making it boring. It definitely has to be very dynamic and evolving, which is pretty necessary to
mm.
keep it as this fast moving like action scene that we're kind of envisioning. You know that it's
It's a
evoking.
mystery to him too.
Yeah, yeah. So like that's the main thing. I think it's produced pretty well.
Yeah,
It's there's a
I
little
think
bit of a
it's yeah.
boominess, but it sounds cinematic if that's what you're going for in the chorus.
Mhm,
And maybe there's too much of a difference between the mix, like the sound before being sort of narrower and
yeah,
not having that low end, and then it changes.
mhm,
But it might be accounted for in mastering, just kind of like evening things out a little bit more. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I was just telling Josh before you got here, like the beginning where it's like a choir and strings, I would expect it to be kind of large, and spacious, where and the beat I would expect to be a little bit less boomy, and kind of more tight, and everybody's like together in the same space, kind of like I guess glue. But right now I'm getting that like an opposite impression where it's like very narrow in the beginning and it's very wide, like wider than I feel like is typical, which we were saying is fine. Like it actually kind of cool, like that last kind of space where it's unique in that sense. But that weird contrast where it's both unexpected and it's a large contrast is may have hit me a weird way. Like I don't know. Um, so yeah, just take that as what you will. I agree. Interesting. To what? Josh, did you get that Revolut bribe for the 88 rating? I don't know what he's talking
I
about.
don't know what he's talking
Anyways,
about, but he did tip. But anyways,
what? Wow. Okay. Thank you. Be like
Gowie,
Joker at everybody.
I should caveat that I sort of could see a path where you make that first part bigger and whatever. I do think that when I think about stuff that's cinematic, like high dynamic range is something you want to aim for,
Yep.
where something is very quiet or like there's a big contrast between something being thinner and quieter to also give the audience some relief between the part that's super boomy.
Mhm.
So like if you kind of have a choice here, which is do you really want to go after that cinematic sound, in which case I think you're kind of on the money there, aside from getting to the mastering stage. But if you're trying to make something fall more into the realm of just like streamable music, then you might want to like make that a little bit wider and make the chorus a little bit less boomy. So it's up to
Mhm.
you. I think it sounds pretty good, but it could go either way.
Mhm. Yeah. Depending on what you're going for, Gowie, which it seems like it might be a mystery, but yeah.
Yeah.
Is this like movie soundtrack thing, or is this like a movie soundtrack song that could pop off into the radio?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. True. And
um,
in those
subtle.
cases, I think what happens a lot of times is there are two different masters or two different mixes, and like
Yeah.
one of them is for radio and fitting into people's streaming digests, and one of them is if you actually want to submit this for like cinematic type stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree. So far, it sounds good, and we can give him the benefit doubt of the production, but it's not there yet. So that explains my score.
sure.
So, track total. You have a number?
Mm, yeah, I do.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Nice.
Yeah, mine doesn't really make sense, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt there because I do think it's a cool idea. It's a great start. I want to hear more. It's
Yeah.
very. It gives me an image, literally, which is a great sign artistically. It's just like I could tell it's not finished yet. So
Yeah, I agree. Sweet.
spicy.
Thanks, Gowie.
Yeah, appreciate you. I do the rapo shit as well, man. In it, spicy.
Oh boy.
Interesting. Wait till you see my shit song.
Okay. Well, it's up next. So
Yeah, it is up next.
let's go
Hang
to.
on to
Oh,
your
it's a
seats,
brick.
Oh my god, bricked up on a
Bricked
Friday
up.
afternoon.
Yeah,
As usual.
for real.
Oh man, we got Jokerhead, the bad jester.
Yep.
The roles are wide, far and wide on this. So be like Jokerhead. Be as not explicit. What is it? Be as I guess explicit in a way means like not what revealing, right? Like reveal everything, be transparent. Songwriter, composer, sample curator, arranger, beat maker, ghostwriter. That doesn't make sense, right? You're not a ghostwriter for
You're not
yourself.
writing for someone else.
You're writing for
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah, freestyle artist. I'm gonna guess there's no vocals in this too. which is
Yeah,
interesting.
we'll see.
Artist, synth player, bassist, recording engineer, recording assistant, mixing engineer, mastering. Oh my god! Did you pick every fucking thing? Do you see this? Do you
Assistant
side?
drum programmer.
What do you?
It's not infinite, but it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I'm not gonna read them all.
Yeah.
Um,
We
guys,
get it. You did a lot of
can-
stuff. You put music video stuff on here. I don't think there's a music video. You put makeup artist.
I said be like Jokerhead, but I take it back.
Yeah.
I knew it when
Let's
I
maybe not
said
use
it.
that phrase.
My stomach churned when I said be like Jokerhead, and then yeah,
He chose a lot of genres too.
electronic EDM, ambient, darkwave soundtrack, video game soundtrack. This is, I think he has been going mostly for video game soundtracks recently. Is that
Yeah.
correct, Jokerhead? Because I want to know where the real ends, and where the bullshit begins. That way, I can give everybody a good experience as well as you, like the best kind of feedback we can give you. This may be the wrong file. What the fuck do you mean it might be the wrong file? Give us the right file.
I think it's a second version of Bad Jester. So I asked you guys one thing last week. What genre did you think it was? No answer.
Did we?
And I don't remember. Oh, and my feedback for you guys is every song you do, pick a best and worst thing. Everybody wins. Okay.
Okay, I feel like we kind of do
We'll
that.
try
but
that with yours. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do it. You can like go to our website, FastTrack studio. Where is it at? Go to our website. If you have an issue where you're like, oh no, I might have uploaded the wrong file, you can go to the website and click on their song. Right? They could do that, right? Is that possible, or is that just us?
You can play your own song. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can check because your submission shows up in the form area, so you can play it there and check if it's the right one. So Jokerhead, please check if it's the right one.
For real, yeah. We don't want to waste your time or our time.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you might have actually deleted one that you submitted earlier today and then resubmitted. So you can do that if you need to resubmit. It's no problem.
Yeah.
Also,
that's
Maine.
available to our FastTrack users too. So.
Maine, thank you for submitting your track.
Welcome back.
You are, a signed up user. I'm not sure why this happened. I thought it might have happened to you specifically before. I could be wrong, but your track title didn't add for some odd reason. There's like a strange bug there that unfortunately is back. Can you just send us your track title in the chat and then I'll add it manually? That would be awesome. Don't know why I did that.
Back. I definitely want to unpin this infinity wipe thing now.
Yeah.
All right, but
starting to stink.
Yeah, a little bit. The wipe is over, as far as I want to understand. Okay, but anyways, bad.
That would mean it
Jokerhead.
was not an infinity wipe.
Yeah, lies. It is a lie. I got
finite, like all things finite.
Must come to an end. Bad Jester.
Bad Jokerhead. Can we listen to this and hope that it's the right one?
Oh yeah, you never told us. Next time I'll screenshot the FL Studio project, give you an idea of the mania. I think I have a good idea of the mania.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yep, let's do it.
All right, Bad Jester. 3, 2, 1. Bricked up. Oh, I think I clicked it and then you clicked it. Is it playing for you?
Yeah.
I think I fucked it
Let
up
me
by
do the click button.
Yeah. All right, go for it.
Hold on, it got fucked up. Is it paused for you now?
Yeah, it's paused.
Let me do the click play.
All right, you going for the beginning?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1. What is going on?
Erotically? It's like a synth robot is farting in my ear. That's an interesting camera. It's like a hearing test.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. I like that one. That's too loud, Joker. Bring it up. You guys do this way. Gotta get rid of that silly stuff. Sounds like what? Pig. And I thought it was gonna be chaos. I think this part of the song is my favorite. You don't eat that much, Fred. You don't eat that much. I was gonna say the big finale.
That was a new best ending.
It like ends in the middle of beat 2 or something. Joker, and you know that Josh is gonna like rail people. on the ending of the song, and you can't just like you literally like left to go take a shit.
Yeah.
Like the song was like literally, oh shit, I gotta go shit. Like that's
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Just urgency. Like, oh fuck. Was this the right version, Jokerhead? Let us know, because we won't listen to another one.
Chaos. He said, "Oh shit, I forgot to turn that track off," like earlier in the song when there was something that like was just dissonant and didn't make sense.
Forgot. Which one was that?
It was like right at the beginning.
Guys, all the tracks are on. It's fucked. What do you mean? I have a headache now. Guys, move on. Don't waste your time. Oh man, we should have been reading the chat.
That was just now. Yeah, oh
What
my
do you mean
god.
the whole thing is fucked? Is there anything we can give feedback on?
Jesus Christ. Well, look, there's a couple of cool like this thing
There's a
like
couple of
near
cool
the
parts.
end or whatever. Where is it?
Yeah.
Like right here.
No,
That's cool.
yeah, I think it's cool.
What you're doing with
That's
I
the
mean, the
coolest
drums
part,
is
yeah.
the same thing all the way through, but what you're doing with the bass there is actually like really cool. And yeah, it's just like why I think my main feedback honestly is just do an experiment where the only changes you make to this track, you're literally not allowed to add anything to this track
You got to take stuff away.
until it feels like there's literally stuff missing. Like go
Josh, do you
through
see what his chat says? He says, "Don't waste your
don't
breath. I'll
waste
give you more cash." Like, what do we do here?
Are you for real? I mean, look, we already listened through the whole track. We can't just like go. I mean, the rule is only to do
Is there
one
like
track
an
per artist.
area of the song that's most affected by it, and we can just listen to like that, like 30-second of it? Like, what parts are like hugely effective that'll change our feedback?
I mean, I think we can sort of see through it, right? Like if the feedback probably on the version that you want it to be is going to be similar anyways. There are some highlights to this that we can sort of see through the
Yeah,
noise, which are
which I can say that part that Josh just highlighted is, I think is one of my favorite parts of the whole song.
yeah, that's super cool. And if you make the rest of the track like that level of busyness or lack of busyness, you might have some cool stuff. But it's really just like a matter of if you're being serious. I don't know if you're fucking with us or being serious because it's hard to tell. But like, get rid of stuff that's dissonant if you can tell what's dissonant, which hopefully you can if you're gonna make music. Step two, like see what happens when you get rid of stuff that isn't dissonant but just is too much.
When you say dissonant,
And
what do you like in the notes here at the ending part, or do you mean like just throughout the whole
yeah,
song?
just when there's stuff that doesn't make sense, uh, musically, harmonically,
Uh-huh.
like
Well, he's in the
obviously get
chromatic
rid of that
scale,
stuff.
so
Yeah, obviously get rid of that stuff. There are other parts where it's like, okay, there's just one element that needs to be removed or something like that or changed.
I mean that one little like like the freaking Porky Pig, but it's like synthesized.
Yeah.
Do you know? It's like it seems random. It's out of nowhere. Let me see if I can find.
Oh, that was a bad one.
You hear that?
Oh my god,
You
that's
hear that?
really
Like
bad.
it
That's
sounds
really
like
bad.
driving in my car, like in a traffic jam, and I like fall asleep on the wheel,
Yeah,
and my
yeah,
head
yeah.
hits the horn,
Well,
and it
look,
doesn't stop. That's what it
it's
sounds like.
obviously not. That's not good.
Yeah.
It's super dissonant. It doesn't make sense.
I
Shouldn't
don't
be
know where
there.
the fuck I've been. Max 70. Thank you for the submission. Anyway, sorry. What?
Just yeah, get rid of it.
You don't like the hearing test sound?
No,
The
no.
Jokerhead.
We already
Please
listened
move on. I'll
through it.
send you the right file.
You
What do
gotta
we?
send us the right file.
Some of the guys says future steam. We guys will be able to get today. Well, that's kind of up to you. If you tip, we can get you to the next spot right now.
Yeah.
$5 minimum will put you ahead of everybody. But otherwise, we get to everybody in order they submitted.
Yeah.
And that's just like a kind of what is it? Suggestion, is that the right thing? It's like
Well,
a projected how many songs we'll be able to get to, and we're kind of consistent with that.
yeah.
Our cutoff is 7:30 p.m. So unless like the rest of the songs are really really short, or
Mhm.
if they end up like Jokerhead where he says skip the feedback, which I don't know if we're gonna do, but then
Let's
yeah,
just
you
run
can
through
expect
them.
that it'd probably go to the next week.
Yeah,
But if you want to solidify your spot today, then you can tip. Sorry, Josh, what's up?
yeah, Max, sorry if you missed my earlier message. The chat's been a little flooded in the past few minutes. But yeah, that's the deal. It's pretty consistent actually. We usually get through 5 tracks with a full stream. So
Okay.
it's being accurate there. If you want to get reviewed today, just tip us $5. and we'll do that. Otherwise, we go in order of reviewed or of submitted. So we'll get you next week. But if you want to get reviewed
Joker really
today,
wants to move on.
yeah. So
All right,
let's
fine,
just do
fine.
like quick scores for each category for Jokerhead, and
Quick.
then
All right,
yeah,
and then best and worst, and then we'll go
yes,
for it.
best and worst.
All right, vibes. What's your score? Quick,
Oh
quick, quick.
shit, vibes.
What is? Okay, hold on. I gotta do some math real quick. I wish I was faster.
Hmm.
Is that
Math.
right? Okay, yeah, we'll go here. Wait. Oh, no, fuck. Am I an idiot? I
Why?
am an idiot. Okay, okay. I'm good.
All right.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Vibes. 10%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I like that part towards the end, but
Yeah.
it's just like nobody's gonna listen if it's this chaotic for the first 3 minutes.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
my score is purely based on the fact that 35% is between, or 34.5% is my score, is
Ah,
half of
I
69.
knew it was 69 adjacent
Yeah,
related.
yeah. So content, we have to be quick, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
All right. I got mine. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Dude, I was gonna say 21 also. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know why I did it, but it just felt right. And
Yeah,
then production for
that'd be
dub.
weird. Yeah.
You have yours?
Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not acceptable. The parts that are super harsh and there's all this clashing and stuff, just
Yep.
like not acceptable. The part where that we like is actually pretty good. So
Yep. I agree. Track total.
track total. Do. Yeah, all right. I got it.
3, 2, 1.
Sure.
One go. Record paper is the wrong file. We're moving on in our slow fast way.
Yes.
Let's see. Ignore. I got a good one. I'll tip 5. If this is over, I'll send you 25 €.
Dude.
Okay. Thank you for submitting and using our system, Jokerhead. Shame on you for submitting the wrong track.
Yeah, Jokerhead, just FYI, don't tip us because we only will allow ourselves to do each artist one track. And because we've got other people waiting on the queue here, you're going to have to submit next week and then remember in the future to send the right file. So
Oh,
we
I wish
can't
we looked at the
we
chat
we
before.
can't spend 40% of our stream on one artist. So we
Mhm.
have to go through and stick to that rule. But you submit almost every week, so please do send us your track for next week.
Josh,
You already are 20% of our stream, Jokerhead, like literally 20%.
yeah. I tip for that shit. Haha. Nah, guys, play the next guy. I will be back.
Look, if you want us to, because we went through this faster, next stream, if you want to submit a track, we can move you to the front, but it has to be next stream, not this one.
Okay.
So you can submit a track now if you want, or wait until you've worked on stuff more for next week. But yeah, we have to be fair to people with the time.
Fine. No. Okay. Well, Jokerhead is sour. I'm sorry, Jokerhead, but it's what it is. Want to go to Dino Spumoni?
Yeah, let's do it. Won't ever submit again. We'll see about that.
I won't ever.
Prove
Why?
it.
But prove it.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Poor Jokerhead. I can't help but feel for the guy. I wish we looked at your chats earlier, but I mean,
I feel,
let
but
this be a testament. Use our platform. On the platform, you could go to your queued song and you could listen to the own version that you've put
yeah,
up.
we
And
gave
coming
you
forward, you can
we gave
actually
you
have version
warning.
control on the platform to help problems like this. So
Well,
please.
that's true, but I mean, even now you can delete your submission and resubmit.
Yep.
So we told you to check your track beforehand, and you didn't, and yeah, we got to move on.
Wiping away. Anyways, okay.
Wipe it away.
Dino
Yes.
Spumoni is the next song. Producer,
Oh my god.
EDM.
So I don't even listen to my music. I'm like Vincent Van Gogh. I ate my ears. I don't know
All
if that's
right,
what happened, but okay.
all right. There you go.
Dino Spumoni.
Dino Spumoni. I'll pin that. Jokerhead does have probably the record of most pinned chats. I do like what comes out of his mouth.
Yes.
But yeah. Anyways, sorry Jokerhead. But yeah, figure it out, and then we'll get to your song next week.
Not the time that it took
I love.
Joker had 2 hours to submit.
Yeah. Wait, 2 hours? It took you 2 hours?
Yeah, remember? It was like the whole stream he was asking us the whole time, like, "How do you submit?"
Yeah.
And he'd already submitted before, he hadn't count.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it was 7:30, and he's like, "Here it is."
Here's the end of the stream, guys. I'll even tip, and it's like,
You're like, "What? Why?"
yeah,
I mean, we
yeah.
appreciate it. We appreciate you, but,
We really do. We
yeah,
really do.
we know we'll hear more from you next week, so, we'll we'll give you
Yeah.
more feedback then.
I'll even say I'm looking forward to it, Jokerhead. But yeah,
Yes.
Josh is right. We can't have 40% of the stream be Jokerhead songs,
Yeah.
and 20% of that being a song we can't even get feedback on. So,
Yeah.
anyways, Dino Spumoni, hey, listen, I think the master is just about ready. Any tips would be great. Cool. We'll give the
Cool.
tips then. Just the tips here at FastTrack, FastTrack.studio. But you ready?
Hey, listen, is that a Hey Arnold reference?
It might be a Legend of Zelda.
Oh,
Hey, listen. I had to guess,
okay.
but we'll see. Cool. Dino, 3, 2, 1. Guys, I'm a fucking idiot. Well, you said it.
Water sounds.
Dread. But sometimes you are a fucking idiot. Hey, me too. Me too.
Pull my glasses, let go. I'ma have to let it blow. I got weed, I just told. Yeah, a nigga love to smoke. Pull my glasses, let go. I'ma have to let it blow. I got weed, love to smoke. 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 I got
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Forest. Yeah, another little. Resonated. Very cool, very unique. The water confuses me,
Yeah, me too.
but it's cool.
Makes me kind of uncomfortable.
It's like Mario and the sewers, I feel like.
The water's a little too ASMR.
It is. It's literally like ASMR sound effects. Like
I
crack.
got weed, I just told. Yeah, a nigga love to smoke. Pull my glasses, let go. I'ma have to let it blow. I got
Sounds
weed,
like
I just told. Yeah, a nigga
know
love to
it's
smoke. Pull my glasses, let go. I'ma have to let it blow. I got
Nice. Dark.
weed, I just
That's a cool effect, man.
Yeah.
I'ma have to let it blow.
I could almost. I wish it kind of went double time here. That would be cool. So I could really go up and beat it.
I just told.
That's pretty cool.
I got weed, I just told.
Cool. What do you think about that ending?
Nice. I think it's cool, but there's a little bit of a weirdness on the reverb. Feels like it cuts in really suddenly.
Mhm.
Like it just cuts in very dramatically to that last syllable. It could just be executed a little bit more smoothly, I think, but
Mhm.
pretty cool.
I liked it. Yeah,
Mhm.
it was cool. Yeah, shout out Dino Spony. That was really cool, really clean sounding. I loved the unique kind of swung kick that you were doing with the drops. It's yeah, that was a nice little trip. That was cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was like, I could kind of hear it in like a video game montage or something. Almost, it could be like a Rocket League song, but like one that doesn't really fit in with their genre, but it's like cool. Like I would love to have that in that video game. But anyways, do you have any first impressions vibes?
Yeah, I mean, I think the part, like the drops, whatever you want to call them,
Yeah.
are really impressive and really cool. And they have like an interesting texture, and it sounds very like handcrafted.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, there's a lot of
super dope.
cool like little effects too.
Yeah,
I wonder if I could find it.
attention to detail.
That part,
weed, I just
that little wah, and
That's
then
so
like
cool.
Yeah, I thought that was super cool. I'm glad that I was able to find that actually, just
Yeah.
by click. Like
Yeah.
that's what I was looking for. Like stuff like that, man. When Josh said handcrafted, very artisan, like very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it's a telltale sign of someone who's very skilled. So we like to hear that. Um, cool. I think I interrupted your vibes though. Anything else?
Well, so that I mean, that's the part that I really like a lot. Like at one point I was thinking, huh, this could like something with this in it, I think could be in purple territory,
Mm.
but I'm not super impressed by the intro or the like middle section. I just thought,
I just smoke something.
yeah, I don't know. I
That
just thought it was kind of like wasted real estate in an otherwise cool, interesting song. Like
I like
it's
the
just a
synth
little
with it.
slow and yeah, there's parts of it that are okay, but it's just it goes on for a while in there and there's not really much happening at all.
Hmm.
Um and I'm kind of like I just want to get to the cool part. Like what are we waiting for here?
Yeah.
And the intro like honestly I was like, yeah, this sounds fine, but let's go back for a second here. Yeah, it's kind of cool. And then the water comes in and then I'm sort of wondering like what's the water for? And then I'm waiting and then this keeps going on and yeah,
Very
I go
interesting
weed, I
chords.
just talk. You're a
this
nigga.
part isn't that unique either
Yeah,
until it gets to that drop later,
yeah.
and that first 30 seconds or so is just not that interesting because of
Mm,
it. Um, I think it should be half as long,
mm,
probably,
mm. Fair.
or just be different. But yeah, I feel like the drop section's awesome, verse section's kind of standard and not that interesting to me.
Hmm. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I still somewhat enjoy it, but I agree. It's like it's not anything that like the drop is something where he kind of shows off his skill, and it's like very cool, very rhythmic, very like I could bounce my head to this and really jam out. But then yeah, it just seems like the other stuff is an afterthought. Like it's not something that'll like hook into your ear that makes you want to listen to it again. Like if I'm like washing dishes and I have that sick Dino Spumoni like just hooky thing that's in my ear, I want to go listen to the fucking drop. Like that
Yeah,
would be a great utility. But this one is just like I'm never gonna be like I just smoke
yeah.
something. Maybe I will. I
I
don't know,
kind of
but
just zone out like during those parts, honestly.
exactly, yeah, I could hear that. So, but yeah, I can agree with what Josh is saying. Yeah, the drops were done really well. I like especially the percussive elements and yeah, very handcrafted. So that is our feedback for vibes. You ready for a score?
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a whole package. Where am I putting this at? Vibes. I think I like it a lot. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I have a score.
Okay.
You have one?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Kaboom.
Boom. Nice.
Yeah. I was at 79, but then I was like, I like it a lot. We'll go
Yeah.
80.
Yeah, it is cool. I bumped it up a little bit too because I was like, I do really like the drops. It's
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah. Content?
Yeah, I think what I just talked about is content. No need to repeat.
Yeah, I agree too. I like the just a lot of the individual sounds themselves too. Like I think that beginning synth, although you said it was boring, I kind of really liked it. It was very different
It's
sounding
cool.
to
Yeah.
me. And even the chords were kind of different sounding in the beginning too.
Hmm.
But okay. I don't think I have anything else to add besides that. So content, 3, 2. You have a score?
Yeah.
1, 0. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I went a
No
little
lower
lower.
there.
I like the vibes for me are being pushed up by those drops, but the content is like the area that needs more improvement because of those verse sections. They're a little bit stagnant.
Yep. Fair. Production. You have anything to say?
Production. I think it sounds pretty damn good. Like in the
Yeah.
drops again. And maybe production's a tool you can use to make those verses more interesting too.
Hmm.
But I think there might be like just a little bit of room to make a little bit more space in certain parts, make sure that things aren't unnecessarily distorting. I think I heard like a little bit of that. It just makes things sound grainier than they need to, like not as clear. And maybe like once you do that, it'll free up a little bit more space in the stereo field. I felt like things were kind of just pushed forward and not super defined where they lived in the stereo field. And like some of those really cool effects, like the one that you showed, I
Hmm.
think would be even cooler if they had more of like more stereo dimension.
Sure.
Um, right now, I feel like doesn't really seem like a focus here. So could be some room to make it like really pop.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I can agree with that feedback. I do say that this sounds pretty damn good. Like, I
Yeah.
think they did a great job production overall. The vocal itself sounds like he ripped it from somewhere, but
Mhm.
other than that, it's like it sounds pretty good. So
Yeah.
um, maybe the water's a little bit loud compared to everything else, but
Oh yeah, water.
just a little bit, nothing too crazy. But
Yeah.
overall, I think it's pretty good. So
Yeah.
with that said, you have a score.
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Dino. Track
Nice.
total.
Ooh, track total. Track total. All right. I think I got it.
Same. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Dino.
Nice.
Yeah,
Dino.
I like this.
It's cool.
Like,
I would love to see this develop, and I feel like it'd be interesting to see what this would be like if you literally just swapped out an
that,
entirely different intro and verse. Like I think you could. They seem unrelated enough that you could do that if you wanted to.
like the vocal and stuff.
Yeah, maybe the vocal and just the overall like movement of where it goes. It's kind of doesn't really do a lot. I don't know. It's just I'm not super impressed by it. So
Fair.
maybe some drastic changes would be interesting.
Okay. Other than that, thank you, Dino. Pretty solid track. We like
Yep.
it.
Solid.
Solid.
Dope.
Okay, let you go. Demo, Oscar August. If anybody out there in the chat, by the way, wants to submit their song, queue is always open.
Mhm.
Link chat there. Use our website. If you want to skip a tip to skip the queue and get feedback right now, let us know. Also use that website and we'll get to you.
Yeah, that's you, Maine and Max.
Yeet.
And Maine, if you're on the stream, say hi. And if that's the case, send us the name of your track because for some reason it didn't go through. That would be sick.
If they're a user, though, they can also change the name, right?
Yeah, that's true. Should be able to.
So, yeah, if you'd like to put a name to it, that'd be great. Anyways, cool. If not, we'll go to Oscar August. Let you go. Demo. I presume it's a demo. The role is songwriter, composer, artist. Track genre is pop. The general song is the description. I don't know what that means, but okay. I think we've gotten songs from Oscar August before, so
Yeah.
glad to see you back in the queue as a return user. So you ready?
Yes. Let me get this up. Yeah, ready.
Okay. Oscar August, let you go demo. 3, 2, 1.
It's so cold. Cause you
Haven't we heard this
around to keep me warm. Days are so we used to kill time. Yeah, you know.
Sounds great.
Baby, what you doing now? You know that I'm trying to figure out what we do from here. Yeah.
Nice bass line.
Was it for the fun of it? And is it coming to an end? I just gotta know. Oh,
Nice.
know that love is strange. And there's nothing I can change. Cause
Sounds great.
you're a tainted love, baby. I can get it now. And I won't let you go.
Still hearing
Nice.
Charlie
Oh.
Puth.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Really good though.
It's been months, yeah. I should move on. Move on. Is it wrong for me to love you if you don't feel the same? You never know. Baby, what you doing now? You know that I'm trying to figure out what we do from here. Yeah. Was it for the fun of it? And is it coming to an end? I just gotta know. Oh, no.
It is there. I found it.
Oh, you did? Is it on the website?
There's a
I
bunch of
won't let you go. I won't let
Look at
you
that pulse setup. I
go.
can't even hit that high. It's like
Yeah,
crazy. Cool, cool,
dude.
cool. Wait, you said you found it on the website?
Yeah, he submitted it. Let's see, which stream was that? That
Oh yeah, I see it. Fuck, November 17th.
yeah, that was literally 2 streams ago.
Oh my bad. Did we give this a purple?
uh,
I wonder what our
no, we didn't. I
can
think we
we?
had some feedback.
I wonder what the feedback
We can
was.
preview it.
Yeah.
The feedback that we had was we were both in the high 90s in
Yeah.
every category for this.
It's pretty damn good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, man, this is like obviously a really well executed track. It's fun to listen to. It's cool.
Yeah.
But like just to preface this, I still feel like there's this extra 2 or 5% to go, sort of.
For
Um,
what? I
like
feel like this is good to
for the
go.
production, I think,
Really?
yeah, I think there's an obvious, a little bit of a high end forwardness and lack of some really solid low end foundation. It's not that there isn't like a good kick drum sound and like some
Yeah,
good
the bass
foundation
line
there, but
itself is a little bit I guess high heavy. There isn't really any oomph to the bass. So.
yeah, there's definitely some of that which just makes the bass sound a little bit more like there's a spectrum, right? Like a lot of that makes the bass sound playful, which you've definitely got here,
Mhm.
but you also need to have enough to make us feel like we've got a safe, like, big foundation to for all of this action to live on.
Mhm.
Um, so that's like the production level side. I think there's also, I don't know if you've made changes, but there are some percussive elements that feel like they are always kind of contributing to the crowdedness. It's a really fine line to walk because a lot of like pop productions like this are super masterful at fitting in like the right percussion elements on all of the right beats. And if you've just got a sound, for instance, that's a little bit too top heavy or a little bit too loud, and it's something that's going on and off through the whole song, and say you're not cutting it out enough at the places that you should, or the pattern just has 1 or 2 extra hits that shouldn't be there, it can become taxing to listen to over the whole track.
Mm.
So
Do you have like something in mind, like
I,
explicitly, or
I can't really hear it enough also because it's being masked a little bit. So it's this thing where it's high, it got a lot of high frequency, it's clashing a little bit, and it's constant. And
yeah? Can we? Yeah, let me see. Can I put up
yeah, you
the?
can play it from somewhere.
Is this the new version? Okay, yeah.
I think so.
Okay, let's see.
I won't let you go. I won't let you go.
No, it
It,
sounds
it
pretty
might
good to
even
me.
just be that the snare has so much shh, as that shh,
Yeah,
right? That's super high frequency focused. The hi-hats are very high in the register also. The vocal is high up there, and the bass has a lot of that finger noise, whatever you want to call it.
sure.
It just all kind of adds up, and I'm feeling like almost after hearing this a second time and having heard it before and there being less of that surprise value of like this is so cool and like, we don't often get stuff like this. I feel like the more I listen to it, the more I'm noticing these little details
Hmm.
that would kind of annoy me if I were to listen to it more.
Hmm.
And I feel like this is a good candidate. I was thinking this during it for like
What's up, Cone?
timestamp.
Sorry.
Yeah, what's up? For like time-stamped, super detailed feedback where there's just like little subtleties that really make or break this if you're going for pop, right? If you're going for pop, you have to be flawless in your
Mm,
execution. You have to get everything right. Things have to be so dialed in mix-wise because people are going to be listening on AirPods and in their car and like, other monitor speakers, whatever it is. These little issues with harshness will uh, slow your progress in like algorithmically, let's say. It's a game of subtleties, right? That's how these algorithms work. If your listen through percentage is 5% lower than somebody else's, you can bet that there's going to be a snowball effect where they get more streams and then yours start to wane away. So it's so competitive. That's why it is the way that it is. But
Yeah. That being said, I feel like if they put this on TikTok and have like some celebrity dance to it, I could think
yeah.
it
Well,
probably would blow up pretty.
TikTok is kind of a weird example because most people are listening just on their phone speakers,
Yeah.
and this kind of mix probably would do
I
pretty well
would.
there because it's
Well,
mostly focused on the high stuff, which is what comes through. If you've got a mix that's too low heavy and you're depending on that for the oomph, it's
well,
not going to
yeah.
sound great on TikTok.
I'd actually exercise the caution there because, in my experience, when I'm mixing my songs and I listen to it on the like phone, it like emphasizes anything that's like built up in the highs. So
Yeah,
I was thinking to
sometimes
myself, I'm curious to see how that mix sounds over the phone because that
true.
to me definitely exposes like the stacked or not stacked but build up in high frequency. So
Yeah,
if you haven't done that yet, Oscar, that might be a step towards the right direction. But I think
yeah.
this is pretty damn solid, and
I'm
I thought that
curious.
last time too. So
I'm really curious though what's changed because it doesn't
yeah.
sound like different to me, and maybe it's because very little has changed, and the first time was like again that first impressions thing where it's like, whoa, this is awesome and so different. I don't know, like a different level, frankly, than a lot of the stuff that we see. But hearing it again, maybe I'm just noticing more of these subtleties that kind of like realize that more each time you listen to it.
Mhm, mhm.
So I'm
Shout
also
out
trying
Jughead.
to,
We got your submission, and he tipped.
yeah,
Nice.
I think I don't remember if we talked about this last time or not, but
Mhm.
I do feel a little bit like where is the artist the like I don't feel like your artistry is fully coming through.
Hmm.
Not to say like I think this is great. I just am having trouble separating it from like any given other pop artist.
The Weekend slash Charlie Puth slash.
Yeah, and like those people, like this sounds to me a lot like Charlie Puth, like production style and vocals and just like overall vibe.
Mhm,
And I mean, people know that the sound is like Charlie Puth because he's established that sound as kind of being like his realm, right?
mhm,
You can point to other stuff that's similar, but it's very recognizable as like that artist because they've combined things in a way that wasn't commonly combined in a really well executed way, and that's why we know them and why they're successful and that kind of thing. So you
mhm.
can't just like say that formula works, I'm going to use it also and not make any real modifications. Then it's like, why would I listen to you when Charlie Puth is 10% better,
We have
right?
Charlie Puth at home, Josh. Just kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just think it's like you have to do things. There's some order of operations, right? You have to get good at doing production and doing arrangement and vocals and recording, and you're like super good at all those things. But at some point, you also have to figure out what's my differentiator, right? Like,
Mhm.
how am I going to make people want to listen to me over
Someone sounds like
someone
an
else?
entrepreneur.
Yeah, I know. That's I was gonna say too. Well,
What
it's
is
true.
my market? What is
It's the same thing. Or if there's other options out there, you have to
yeah.
figure out how you're better or different than them for people to want to use you.
Ideally, if you're like just true to yourself and your artistry and your own vision, it would be kind of emergent. It would be like, your
Yeah.
unique self shines because you yourself are unique.
And maybe it's vocal production related here, the way that you showcase the vocals, but I have to be honest, I didn't get any like real story out of this or clear like punchy, catchy,
Phrases.
standout lyrical content, like sometimes that's just because you've got too many vocal lines that are just streaming all the time and it's like hard for somebody to focus on that, and leaving space in between things and letting your vocal lines shine more can help a lot. It's just harder to process a lot of lyrics, so that can be the case sometimes, or it's just that your lines aren't that catchy, or they don't have enough like what did he say value. um
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, this is my general critique in pop music, just in general. This is like,
yeah,
from what I understand, like an unrequited love they used to love, but now the girl fell out of love and he
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
want to let her
yeah,
go. It's like
for sure,
kind of standard,
for
It's
sure,
is what
in
it
the
is.
realm, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. That being said, I think my scores will be pretty similar to what we had last time. I'm curious, and please, like for our website, we have a description box. Like if you've submitted to us previously, let us know what you've changed.
If
Like
it's the same track, yeah, that's what I was
yeah.
gonna say.
Then we
Also, it's
could
like,
tell you like, hey, that change was a good change because the last track you guys can't see the scores, but like the last track we gave this like pretty much what was the average, like a 97 or something, like it was pretty
hmm
high.
yeah, it was high, good
So
scores.
whatever score we did, whatever feedback we gave you, we'd love to hear. You're at the stage where it's a small tweak, and the question is the tweak good or is the tweak bad? Like if you just don't use the track description, then it's like, well, fuck, like what are we supposed to comment on now? But
Yeah,
anyways, that being said, I think my scores will still be pretty high. I think this is really good. So um, I agree with your artistry point though too. It's just my general critique to pop music in general. But okay. All that said, do you want to give a vibe score?
yes. I think I have
I'm
to
having
refresh
trouble.
here.
Yeah, me too.
There it is.
Thank you for the submission, Jokerhead. I remember how you said you wouldn't submit anymore. Well, what happened?
Yeah, no. So again, just to clarify here, we can only review one track per artist per stream. So you'll be up
He said,
first for next stream. But for now, I'm
guys,
just
play
gonna
my shit. My average is above 98, anyways. That's a lie. Pretty high standard. I gave you Cass. Yeah, but Zeno's been waiting, bro. Fuck that. I don't know what to say,
bro.
man.
We told we told
We'll
you,
skip
man.
you in front of Maine because he'll be on the. Oh wait, no, is Maine
Yeah.
gonna be next stream?
Uh, we'll make you first the next stream, but we told you very clearly we can only do one track per artist per stream. We
Totally fair.
will spend the time to build in the functionality so that after you've gotten reviewed during the stream, you're not able to submit again, because I think you were able to do that,
I
or not
forget that
able
thing.
to
Yeah.
tip maybe during the stream a second time or something like that.
Yeah.
That probably would make more sense actually, but yeah, we just have to do it in order. And yes, Zeno appreciates that.
Yeah, yeah, we appreciate that too.
We got to
I
be
mean,
fair,
yeah, unless Maine skips you by tipping, then we would do that. So,
or
but
Max.
for now, Zeno, yeah, for now, Zeno is safe.
Yeah.
Just do the song, say it's shit, and we go.
No, we want to give you feedback. I mean, that obviously that's why we do this, but
We do want to give you feedback.
we have to have
Yeah.
rules. What's
I
that
gave
quote
you a
from The Big
10-second
Lebowski?
pass.
Walter, this isn't Nom. There are rules.
Perhaps, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see Jokerhead fitting in that setting, that friend group.
Oh yeah, for
It's
sure.
a funny friend group indeed.
Yeah.
My dad looks like Jeff Bridges too. I could be Jeff Bridges. But anyways,
Oh wow.
back to the feedback here. What are we at? Vibes, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where it's so good that you feel almost more of a responsibility to give like pointed feedback to make it, because it has a chance
Better.
at being like really good.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You ever score?
Yeah, I do.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think this might be the same score that I gave. I think this might be both the same scores that we gave for Vibes last time,
Yeah.
which to me, honestly, like, I don't know what you changed exactly, but, or if it's because it's a second listen, I don't hear a lot that's different. And I feel like it's roughly the same state that it was before, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm curious.
But
Yeah.
sometimes that's just how feedback goes. It's like you change something that you think is maybe it, but it's not quite, and it's not always a process of just one revision. Obviously,
Yep.
it's takes time sometimes.
Yeah. Let us know what you're trying to do and when your deadline is, because I mean, it might be a case of like, hey, man, the deadline's coming. This is solid enough. Like, push it out. Like, this is good.
Yeah.
But content. You have anything?
Just like I think there are some opportunities in this to really like carefully consider the arrangement, and where there are areas that say like a hi-hat pattern has been going on for a long time and either is becoming a little bit taxing frequency wise, or just like is a little unrelenting and kind of the listener wants a little bit of a break from it. I guess is what I'm saying. But overall, it's cool. It's a good pop production mix or arrangement, and yeah, good job.
Yeah. I mean, during Josh's review there, the song was stuck in my head, and several different like melody lines, like the bass line and the singing, and I think you got yourself a pretty good earworm here.
Yeah.
Content, uh, just kind of my same general poppy, like I've heard this before, and what Josh said, it's a little derivative, but yeah. What are we but our influences? So, content. I have a score. Do you?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Do you know what you gave content last time?
I do not.
You
I'll
gave it
go
a
check
straight
now.
up good to go. You gave it a
Oh, I did.
green. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I'm just feeling like
I get
whether
it.
it's because of the second listener or just because of how it changed or how it
Yep.
is, I also am feeling more like content-wise, I wanna hear more unique artistry from you, and I
Yep.
wanna hear the story and the lyrics pop out more and not just be, like, generic blah, you know?
Yep. Production.
And then production is pretty darn good. I think it's a little bit tinny at some parts, and I'm left wanting a little bit more of a solid low-end foundation, but I
Same.
do think it's a highlight here.
Same. 3, 2, 1. Score.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
nice.
Overall, stuck in my head.
Yeah, it's good.
Anything to say?
It's a cool track. I think there's just that little 5% to get you there to make this really special, and I'm sure you've got other stuff that's also great. So,
So at this
um,
stage, let's give our score and then we'll give some parting words for them.
yeah,
But
sure.
3, 2, 1. At
Yeah.
this stage, you're on the team that is releasing Oscar August's new single. What do you do to this in a crunch time? What last minute tweaks do you do?
Um, I think what I just said, it does actually depend on what if this is part of a project. If is this the lead single or is this
Yeah.
just like I think if this was like the second single and the lead one was like more unique, it would work fine because it would just be like the second punch, right? We know that like now you can execute a pop arrangement really well. It's not that unique, but your other stuff probably is.
Hmm.
That's fine. I think this would work in that case. I wouldn't make this. You could maybe make it the lead single if this is your best track, and that's what you got. Then that's fine. But in terms of changes, just like just going through the little subtleties with like removing excess where you can to make it like just extra tasty
Hmm.
and making sure that some of those mix things are rounded out, making sure that a good mastering engineer has had their ears and hands on it
Hmm.
to make sure it's well rounded, ready for radio and streaming,
And phone
everywhere.
speakers.
Yeah, for all of that stuff.
Mhm.
It's got to have the top end rounded out and the bottom end rounded out. Like that's mastering essentially.
The golden
Um,
ratio,
yeah, yeah.
someone would say. Yeah.
And then just saying, okay, you can get away with this one being a little generic, but the other ones have to show your artistry and be unique. This
Yeah.
can be like a showpiece that you can say, hey,
The
I can do
solidity. Yeah.
anything that Charlie Puth can do, and then it's just one angle, one part of your persona. But
Mhm.
hopefully, all of your stuff isn't too similar. I guess.
Yeah. Charlie Puth weekend kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. I echo a lot of what Josh says, and especially like my thing is like if I was the mastering engineer on this, I'd be like, yeah, a little bit less on the high end, a little build up there. Just listen to it on a phone speaker to double check. A little more low end is always nice. We had FastTrack like nice big low ends here, and yeah, the golden ratio.
Yeah.
For many things in this life. But yeah, other than that, like, yeah, tweak this a little bit. Don't spend too much time on it. On it, I think at this point, like, get it out. It's you see our scores. It's pretty dang good. It's pretty much good to go.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we have artists of all calibers submitting, including very high. So
And Jokerhead says "fuck Puth."
yeah,
It's for a second time.
yeah, he really doesn't like Puth,
He
which I
doesn't
don't know.
like
The guy's
Puth.
talented.
Well,
98, holy fucking shit! Wow.
Puth does not have dissonance in his tracks because he's trained and he's got perfect pitch and stuff. So
James, I don't know what he's talking about.
Zeno fucks with Charlie Puth.
Yeah, talk about it.
It's hilarious. All right, dope.
Thank you, Oscar
Thank you,
August.
Oscar August. Send us more stuff, please.
Yes.
I'm really curious now to hear your other tracks as well. So send them through.
Mhm. Right. Um. Okay. Looks like last track of the night. It'll be Zeno.
Dope.
Unless I always hate to do this with people, especially that are waiting. But if you need feedback right now and you can't wait because people do have deadlines, we always offer the route to tip. I'm not trying to do this to shit on my boy Zeno to get extra money. I'm trying to help people that actually need it like right away.
I'd be
Uh,
shocked.
If not, sorry, Jokerhead. If you already submitted, then we can't do it. You'll be first for our next stream. But yeah, anybody else, if you do have it, what happened? Wait,
I just marked him as tipped. It should be live still though. The other track.
yeah, okay. I see. But if not, we'll go ahead to Zeno. So the tip lines are open. This is your last call. Anybody in the chat? We have 7 people. Shout out. We have 3. We have 2. 1. I just sent you 10 fucking pounds. You having a laugh? Guys, that was the wrong track.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I know you're fucking with us.
I don't know. Like,
There's no way.
I get
There's
your
just no
frustration,
way.
but it's like, yeah, like how we listened to, like, we gave your song, what, like 7 minutes maybe? Like, of
Probably
the entire
10, because I mean, we gave you like decent feedback on it that we also were like, even if it's the other
We did tell you to
mix,
check it too. We told you to
we were
check it.
like 3 minutes before we listened, we're like, you can just listen to it and tell us if it's the right one. And then like literally 30 seconds in, you're like, no, I forgot to turn that track off.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I wasn't looking at the chat while I listened to it too. So like I was trying to listen to the track and do our
I just
job.
thought he was joking because he's like, oh, I forgot to turn that track off. It seems like a Joker type Joker head.
Yeah, it was a boy cried wolf situation, I guess, huh?
It is. Every week it is.
I go shit. Yeah, it happens. You'll be first next, man. We're sorry about that. Really are. But
You'll be on every week, so don't complain.
yeah.
You
All
are
right,
the
do you want to
primary beneficiary of our free feedback. Although you do tip, which like we
You do tip.
appreciate, but
Yeah.
we got to be fair to everyone with the time here.
Fair. Yeah. Appreciate you. Be like Jokerhead in many ways. Don't be like Jokerhead in many ways.
Yeah.
He's a model, unmodel citizen. But yeah, I
Mhm.
think nobody else has said anything, so we'll go to Zeno.
Let's do it.
Congrats to you, Zeno. You'll get some feedback today. So it says, I will find you, instrumental beat, the role as a producer, rap, track genre is the rap, and then track artist is Zeno. He also gave us a little bit more in the chat. He says, I sampled the Clannad's I Will Find You for this one, a song from the last Mohicans movie, Fire. Then I made it into a West Coast rap beat. I'm going to rap on it next week. Fire. Cool. Okay, so we got producer rapper here.
Nice.
Oh, God. Sorry.
God bless you.
Just need a dab real quick. And yeah, we're ready to go. You ready?
Sweet. Let's do it.
All right. I will find you. 3, 2, 1.
Maine. Tell us the name of your track.
Two. Hello. What's up, man?
What's up, Maine?
What's up, man?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Zeno, is this you?
No, step.
Yeah, Maine. Can you chat us the name of your track? I don't know why it didn't add.
Whoa. Oh, nice. That's just like
That drone is in the distance here.
that's a Kenny Beats Very to the stack bucket. Well, that's like really Titanic to me. Cool. That was I Will Find You. Xeno instrumental beat. We'll rap on it next week. Crazy. Not sure if I heard what Chris said correctly, but I'm gonna EQ your vocals lower when I rap over so it fits the mix better. Yeah, I was saying like you're saying all this stuff now about guitar might be too loud. I agree the vocals could be a little bit quieter too. I was just saying like it'll definitely change when you put the vocals in. Like that'll give us a more clear
Yeah.
like oh shit the guitar is in your way. You
I
know?
was like, is this rap? And then I was like, oh, he has to rap over it still.
Yeah, dude. This is like the most one of the most unique raps like sounding beats. Like I'm really curious to see like how you're gonna sound on it because I'm like, what artist would I put on this kind of beat? It's
I
like
know. I was trying to
kind of like
imagine
new
it.
agey, kind of. The person I got to closest was like Coolio, where
Mhm.
the guy who sings "Been spending most our lives living in the gangster's paradise," like
Sounds like,
something like that, like big and epic. You know, like
yeah,
maybe could work.
kind of more singy.
Yeah. But I look. What is? I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and I look at my life and realize that nothing like something like kind
I feel
of
like
very. It's very cinematic. That song is actually,
yeah,
but
I
I
feel
would say it's something like something along the lines of that. Maybe like a Jeezy could work on this too. But yeah, definitely also kind of earlier era, like
yeah.
2000s era,
I was gonna say it does feel
which
like
is
that.
interesting.
Or
And
even
those guys,
earlier.
yeah, those guys are like known for like kind of big like husky kind of voices that have been through this shit like so yeah it's gonna be kind of big shoes to fill but
Hmm.
hey man you might be that guy so or you might just like put us
Ah,
on to something new so cool.
yeah, it's a sample from the mid-90s. That's what I thought. It kind of
What's
has
up Josh
that vibe.
Anka? Yeah it does have a 90s vibe for sure. I've heard I you know what I've heard of more music from the last Mohicans rather than like what it actually is. Like I have no idea what the movie is but I know a lot of songs that have sampled stuff from it
Hmm,
so it's interesting but
interesting.
anyways, those are my vibes that I get from it. But what do you have to say?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know completely what to think yet about this as a song because the
As an
rap
instrumental beat, I
element
think it's
to it.
pretty solid, actually.
Uh, yeah, I think it's gonna be totally defined though by the rap part. Like that's gonna completely change the angle of it. Because right now, if I were to listen to this, I would never in a million years guess this is going to be a rap song.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
agreed.
Because it's so much closer to the original like '90s. I'm not really even sure what genre you'd call that.
Mm.
Um,
New
but
age,
yeah, maybe
new
that's
age with a
what it is.
beat. It's like new age with a beat, and
Maybe
has
that's
like an
what it is.
R&B like that little cowbell,
Yeah,
that electronic
yeah,
cowbell.
exactly.
Yeah, it's new
Yeah,
age.
yeah.
New age rap. I've never heard, but put us on.
There are a couple of choices that I think are a little bit messy at this point. Like I think that guitar that you're
Anya
talking
esque.
about.
Very true.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I think that guitar part that you're getting at, you're saying it is too loud. I actually think it's the
Too quiet.
opposite, but it's the
Little.
wrong. The part is not quite how it should be. I think
Hmm.
that's what's giving. Often, like if you think this is a really easy trap to fall into, I think with mixing when you're the person who's doing the arrangement and the mixing is to think that if something doesn't sound right or doesn't sound good, it needs to be turned down. That's like such an easy way to get a mediocre fucking mix. Cuz it's like it's
Oh,
not that
you're
it's
saying
too
the part
loud.
itself isn't good.
Yeah, it's not that it's too loud like mix-wise
I can agree with
sonically,
that.
it's that it's like the part doesn't feel right. And I think we can go to that probably. There's just a note in there that's like kind of dissonant, like maybe not quite in the key, or maybe it's a weird extension that doesn't make sense there. Let's listen to that.
It's meant to be tense. Oh, I love it when we have a back and forth with the artist. Yeah, while we find it, yeah,
It doesn't quite
140,
make sense there.
140.
It's just yeah, it's a little bit confusing. And that happens again later.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
do like how big those drops are, though. Very, very huge. Like,
Mhm.
there's like even a gunshot. I think like it's
The
crazy.
gunshot. I mean, maybe
It
with
has a
once you've got the
cheesiness to it that the '90s and like 2000s rap had. I would
sort
say.
of, but to me, it sounds like you just took a song from the '90s and then put like a GTA gun sound sample over it.
A GTA beat, this
It's
GTA
not
type
even
beat.
like a I don't know. It's sort of yeah. It
It's
just
like
sounds like
this is
different
gangster
areas
rap.
of low fidelity to me.
Yeah, it's like gangster rap, and the gangsters like to watch the movie Titanic and like to listen to Anya.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a like a gangster that's in his fields. Like, hey, don't fuck with him. Like he's been through shit, but like
yeah.
he's an
And
emotional
look,
guy type
he
beat.
said Zeno said the gunshot will fit with the lyrics. I figured
I
like
can't
this
wait.
is super dependent on the rapping and the
Yeah,
lyrics.
this is a make or break for sure. Yeah,
Gangsters that play Fortnite and watch Titanic. Yeah.
I don't know about Fortnite, but it better not. This song better not be about Fortnite, or I'm gonna quit.
Yeah, but so you said it's meant to be tense, 2 notes next to each other. I mean, again, totally dependent,
We all
like,
play a little Fortnite
the
from time
whole
to time.
feel of this, track is dependent on the actual rap over it to make it a rap song,
Yeah,
but, I it's possible that you'll find a way to justify that
this
oddness
sounds like a
that
movie.
pulls your ear over there, like, I doubt that it will work out well in the end, so I would just say I think that guitar part because it's so screechy and high also, the dissonance being up there makes it, like, feel extra harsh, and you probably need to do something to make it clearer, especially with the attack on those notes. Right now, it almost is just coming across as, like, a sine wave tone that's really high in the register. It doesn't have the, like, grittiness or the word I'm looking for, like, the attack, essentially, is what you need to factor in for that guitar sound. And maybe doing a little bit of, like, side chaining or ducking when that comes in so that some of those high frequency elements get out of the way a little bit so we can actually hear it. Right now, I'm struggling to make it out behind everything else, and that's making it more ear fatiguing. So sometimes when something's ear fatiguing and you're like, that doesn't sound right, I should turn it down. It's actually because it needs to be turned up a little bit in order to be less cognitively taxing to try to hear it.
You're saying this is for the guitar part?
Yeah,
Okay, he said he did sidechain it, but it maybe needs to sidechain it more.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
So
when you're telling me
you're on the
that,
right
oh, the
thread.
guitar's too loud, I definitely didn't feel that. Um,
Yeah, I thought it was
Zeno said.
behind things.
Yeah,
It felt like the whole track is here, this big bricked up waveform,
bricked
and
up.
then that little guitar part is just kind of behind it on top, barely
Mhm.
audible, doesn't really make complete sense. It's like, what is
Yeah,
that? Why is that there?
yeah.
So unless you want to execute really well on that and make it a guitar part that like just sounds better, like note wise, harmony wise, and also timbre wise, and doesn't sound like it's floating on top of the mix, but is part of the mix, then maybe even just omit it. But gotta do something with it. The only reason I said the guitar thing is someone from the other place said it was too resonant or dissonant.
Hmm.
I don't know what word, but just harsh.
Hmm.
Okay.
Clashing.
I mean, the harshness, I can see, but
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes you just have an element that like doesn't quite fit in right, and you might, if you can change it. I don't know if it's just a sample or if you have control over it. Um, you might want to try changing it out or something
yeah, or just omitting it. That
if
might
it's
be the
if it's
easiest
causing
solution.
problems. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much we would miss if it was out. Just
No,
yeah,
I think it's kind of cool. It adds to the vibe, but it's the melody doesn't even really make sense. Like, okay, so you did MIDI on all of
it
it. In terms of like
it could
like
be like a
voice
string,
leading,
something that's softer that doesn't have like such a biting electric guitar, like sharp timbre to it.
maybe. I mean, again, I think it sort of adds to that '90s vibe, um, but like that new age thing. But I think that the melody just like if you just think about what's a good melody, it doesn't having those big jumps just like doesn't make sense. It feels erratic. It goes like do do do. It's kind of a weird jump for a melody with that harmonic rhythm where it's
Mm,
like it just doesn't make sense. I would try to make something that's more stepwise.
mm,
Is doesn't include a very long sustained dissonant note that's like weird. You might be able to get the effect that you're going for where it's a tension point
mm,
without having it sound like something's wrong or something's off to the listener. There's a
mm.
difference between those two things.
Fair. Yeah, I'd like to see what you have to do. It looks like Zeno is agreeing with it. He's trying to make it sustain and more tense. I mean, yeah, I think the idea is great, and
The
it's just
idea,
like the
yeah.
execution of it. Yeah. So
There's always more than one way to like do these things. And if it's causing issues and people are saying it's weird and it's like a point of contention that's taking away from the track, then you have nothing to lose by like trying other stuff. You
yeah.
know,
Why you
the
get
best
feedback, right?
the best artists are the ones who are really good at revising and being willing to scrap stuff. Like I can't tell you how many artists the
That's
tracks you
good
listen
for
to
a
that if
lot of
you
things. Yeah.
yeah, definitely in life. But if you hear like an artist that you like talk about their track, and you'll often find that they had a first version of something. If you hear like an early demo that has some of the elements of like the vibe that are super the same, and then other things that are completely gone from the original draft, and you have to not have the fear to get rid of that stuff to make the listener experience as good as it can be.
Hmm.
He said, I heard Post Malone's demo of Rockstar before it came out. That sounds
Wow.
interesting. He just mumbled and hummed shit. Yeah, that's totally normal too. The Beatles used to just like come up with gibberish words,
Mhm.
and then just like write the song, and then they'd revise and revise and revise, and the lyrics were totally different from start to finish.
I feel like that's what I do now. A lot of it is just like flow, like what sounds good on this song
Yeah,
first, and then yeah, from there
you
you
have
fill
to
in the
let
words.
go of like your ideas essentially, and not get too hung up on, oh, I wrote this and so it's precious and I should keep it.
Mhm,
Instead, like let me just really be in the like listener space of like
mhm,
what feels good, what sounds right, experiment, be willing to scrap stuff. That's
yeah.
kind of the whole game.
But honestly, everybody's different too. I've known
Yeah,
people that write full songs without any music like beforehand, which is like crazy to me. I'm
yeah,
completely
sure.
opposite, but
Yeah, it
yeah,
can be different for the same person. You don't have to have the same approach in every track even.
yeah, fair. I do both. Yeah, art's a weird thing, man. But anyways, we got scores for this.
Yeah, let's do vibes. Let's
All
see.
right. Hmm. What should I do? Hmm. Okay, I think I have a score for this. Do you have a score?
Hmm. Yeah, I do.
All right, three, two, one. Dang, big discrepancy here.
Because I just don't think it's I don't think it represents the track. Like it's if you put down,
What
you
track?
know,
What do you mean?
or this doesn't represent the song. Like
I have no
it's a
idea what the
rap
song.
song, but it's not rap yet. Like, that's confusing to me. It's not to
Yeah.
say that it's, like, bad, like, you need to delete everything. It's
No.
just
Yeah.
that progress-wise, if we've got, like, a progress bar of how close you are to being good to go, we're obviously not there. Like, the rap, the lyrics, the content isn't there yet.
Fair.
So, that's why. It's not to say it's bad, it's just to say it's not cooked yet. It's
Yeah,
in
I
the oven,
agree.
it's only halfway done.
Yeah, I guess I was trying to look at it just from the instrumental point of view, but yeah, that's a clear, valid criticism. Like the score can vary wildly depending on how you execute the rap itself.
Yeah. Well,
And
look,
what
it's
I
like
think what Josh might be saying too is like the odds right now might be stacked against you because like this is gonna be
it's gonna be hard.
it's gonna be a very different type of rap song, and like I mean, it might be have been a little bit more common in the 2000s kind of R&B scene, but yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited to hear what you have. Like, it might be really cool, and
Yeah.
I think Maine thinks the vision is cool too. So yeah, just yeah, show it to us. Can't wait.
Mhm.
Yeah, but content. What I heard, I did like it. But yeah, it is very new agey, which I don't know how. I don't listen to a lot of new agey, but
We'll see, yeah, we'll see what it's like.
yeah. You have anything for content?
Um, I do think it's important to make sure that those like that element really sticks out like a sharp razor blade because it's like
The
it's
guitar.
so high and apparent, and it's not that it sticks out too much like volume wise. It's that
Mhm.
it sounds like it doesn't belong in the mix, and it doesn't belong quite in the arrangement, or the melodically it doesn't quite belong. So I think that's an important element because it's so like obvious and apparent. And then I don't know what the purpose yet is of like the large gunshots that almost sound like a cannon because they're so like distorted. They
I
sound very
love how
GTA-ish to me.
I get it. I get, dude. This, I mean, it kind of fits that whole vibe of early 2000s GTA
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
out
I
and all that.
know. It does.
Like it's a time machine, which is very interesting. And when he does it, like he makes use of the full track. Like they
Yeah.
really expands the listener space. It's really cool. So yeah, I just hope that your storyteller chops are up to the vision that you see, because you have a very high kind of vision there. So,
Yeah.
but cool. Anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's pretty solid. It seems to be arranged pretty well. A lot of cheesy sounds in there, um, including on songs I've heard that are like joke songs. So like, really be careful. Like, that's why it's kind of hard. Like, it's almost
Yeah.
building itself up to be too serious. So but I think otherwise it's made pretty well. I could tell you put a lot of care and thought into it, and I can't score it super high for content because there's like the main content isn't there yet. But from what I hear, it's pretty solid. So that being said, I have a score. Do you have a score?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Nice.
I'll put it there. Yeah. What's some upside for the vibes and production? Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, and then for production, I think we talked about a few of those issues with getting stuff to fit together and volume and side chaining. I don't know. There are a couple other places. Let me just see if I can find anything here. I think there was something towards the end. I sort of think that the like octave down vocal thing is cool, like a cool effect.
Yeah.
But there are some points that it sounds a little odd or something. I'm not sure if there's just a way
Demonic.
to execute. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Like instead of being like a smooth, you didn't do octave down. What did you do there then?
It's the original.
Oh, the original had an octave down on it.
Yeah. New Age is demonic. I was
Yeah, I don't know. It just nothing. So this is just a human vocal.
It's demons.
Okay, it's a human vocal.
Or
Well, it sounds a little strange.
Yeah.
Is it
Never
just
did
a
anything to pitch.
sample? Is it from the original track or what? What's the deal there? Doesn't really matter. It just sounds a little bit like, I don't know, strange to me, off-putting.
Yeah.
And then
a demon.
production-wise, I mean, it's bricked up all the way through.
It's
Like when that little shred comes through, there's no room for it because everything is so bricked up already. I just feel like all it does is add high frequency content and clashing because everything is maximized already. There's no room for anything else when you have stuff that
vocal.
comes in or changes. And I'll be curious to see how a vocal fits into this too. But I think that's another factor. I just feel like it doesn't feel done to me production wise, and it doesn't need to be because you don't have the vocal on it yet. But I would be really careful with over compressing and over limiting and over mastering because the other sections, the intro and outro, are a lot quieter somehow, but these main sections are just like maxed out. It doesn't really, maybe it's okay because you're going for this whole like blast from the past thing where stuff was kind of lower fidelity, like early 2000s,
Yeah.
but it doesn't exude like super high production quality to me. It's sort of,
It's meant to be in your face. Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff on SoundCloud that production wise, regardless of the content, sounds blown out and over compressed and high frequency clashing and all of that. So if you want to make it really stand out, I think the tip would be to use a little bit of restraint when it comes to the limiting side of things, like compression, especially on the master bus, and just making sure that you have accounted for that kind of high frequency clashing stuff, which is also made worse by too much limiting compression.
Yep.
So if you give it more dynamic range, like room to breathe, I think it'll be better. Like it's not a case of
It'll
it's
be even more
bad and there's no
cinematic,
way
yeah.
to make it really great. It's like the whole point of this feedback is just what are some ideas for how this could really soar? And I think it's not quite there yet. But that's fine. It's in progress.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I can agree with everything that Josh said, but
I'll
I
say
also think it
also,
just sounds pretty solid, I'd say.
he said I only compressed the drums, or he or she only compressed the drums and only some of the drums. Well, look, you said also towards the end about only sampling the original track, like didn't do anything to it, to the pitch, all of that. I don't know what the case is with all of that, but one, if most of your track is just a sample, that's one thing. That's like personal taste. I don't know, it's like not the kind of stuff that I love usually, unless you really bring it somewhere else by like superimposing rap onto this genre that's super different. That can be cool. But you have to be responsible for the sampled material too, right? It's your track that you're putting out there. So even if you say you didn't compress this, didn't limit that, you got to find a way to make it uh, sound good ultimately.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
what's hard sometimes too, is when you've got too much bundled into a sample and you don't have as much control over it. There's no excuse for like if something doesn't sound right because it's in the sample. Like the listener doesn't know that. They don't care. The listener just wants a track that sounds as good as the other stuff in their library and is interesting and different. And you can have one of those things, but not the others, and then still have a problem. Like it's unique and different, but it doesn't sound very good. You can get some listeners like that, but you won't get as many as you might hope if you want to have fans and have something that you can be really proud of down the line when you come back to listen to it.
Yeah, it depends on the song. Sometimes I only keep sampling some parts. I just want to make sure I understand. You're saying it's too loud?
I
You had
think
to
that's
boil it
part of
down.
it. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's part of it is that we can see and hear it's pretty bricked up. When you've got like risers and transitions that come in as well as the guitar, there's no
And the
room for it.
gunshot.
Yeah, and the gunshot. There's just no room left in the headroom space. So
Yeah, and you have
you
to
can
add vocals
find
to it too. So it's definitely going to be. I think by necessity, they're not going to be able to compress it as much as they did
yeah.
this time around.
If you can find a way to get a version of this sample, maybe if it's a song that's well known that is better quality or something, I doubt that that's it, but maybe. Or if you can do some clever EQ work around the sample to eliminate excess, that is one great way to help you use the sample throughout the whole song, but not have it clash with everything and the over compression being too much of a factor here. So there are ways to get around it.
Yeah. Yeah. So just what's up? 0 point dub file. I just want to make sure you did you shit. I may have FL limiter on it. Actually, now I think about it. Yeah. Okay. That might be our problem because I was like, "There's no way this isn't limited." Look how like flat
Yeah.
top guile haircut
Especially
this
if it's
is.
an old sample, like there's if you got it from a bad source and it was like super limited through that source, then maybe, but this is like a
Yeah.
90s song. It's not brickwalled.
Yeah, this shit's like Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, like flat top type of Guile from Street Fighter. Like definitely this was limited.
Bricked
That's
up on a Friday afternoon.
bricked up on a Friday. Not as much as Jokerhead, but bricked up nonetheless. Um,
True.
but okay, cool. We get some lamaus in the chat, and other than that, we can get a production score. I got something.
Yeah, me too.
3, 2, 1.
86, really? You think
Yeah,
it's 14% away from being good to go radio ready.
yeah. I think it's pretty solid.
All right.
Yeah,
Agree to disagree.
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Let me look. Let me do it one more time here. Let's see.
For
Yeah, I think it's pretty solid.
what's that sound that came in like near the end of that? That kind of just splatters.
The triangle or the little?
No. Yeah, that here. Look. Can you hear that?
The kong kong. That part.
No, it's very subtle.
Okay. The
Stomp.
kong kong. Yeah,
Is it
yeah, yeah.
Stomp. Okay.
That stomp is like that's one of the samples I talk about that's used in like joke songs, like
Yeah. That's
like
what I was.
Kenny
Maybe
Beats
that's
uses
what's
it a lot.
throwing me off is that I hear that and I'm like, what is that deep fried ass sound that's in
What's
there?
up, Block ATL?
But
Yeah,
it
yeah,
might
yeah.
make sense with the whatever the rap part is, but we just don't know. It's not there yet.
It might be, yeah. So I'm excited for it. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, track total.
Mm. Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. All right, 3, 2, 1. Yeah,
Pretty average based on
yeah,
our scores.
yeah. Wait. What's the average?
What is the average? 63. It's in like
Oh,
the
okay. I
60s.
was excited. I thought it was a
69.
69, like just on accident.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. I'm excited to see it. Definitely make or break for the vocals here. But yeah. excited. Thank you for the
Yeah.
submission, Zeno. Shout out to the new people in the chat. We got 0 Point Dub File and Block ATL. If you guys want to submit songs, we have a growing queue that's always open. If you go to our platform, yes, we have a platform, our own website. Looks like some people, both of them might have figured it out actually. Am I preaching to the choir? We got Jock, Anka. I think Anka actually came earlier, and then Black with an upside down A or V, diamond and gold. We got your
Nice.
submissions. I think actually the new people might have not figured it out, but yeah, go to that website. You could submit your song, fill out a couple questions, or not questions, just forms. If you decide to sign up, it'll make the submission process much faster. Why is it good to sign up for this? You can come back to that same website. Once you get reviewed, you can click on your track and it'll skip to the timestamp in our VOD. So you can review your feedback constantly.
Yes.
And we're building a platform for musical project management, for feedback, for eventual service marketplaces, everything to collaborate with other artists as well as music service providers. We're talking like mixing, mastering engineers, things like that, to collaborate on your music projects together to make ideally better music products. So,
Mhm.
yeah, that is our platform. Josh, do you want to say anything about it before we close out? This is our last song, so
Yeah, not a
unfortunately,
lot.
it came at the not the wrong
Yeah.
time, just at a, the last time. Yeah.
Yeah, well, just, main, we did get your submission and your title, so that's there in the queue. You should be able to see that there.
Yeah.
Let
So
us
we
know if
got
that looks
Jokerhead, we
correct.
got Main, we got Max 7-0, we got Jock Anka, and we got Black for the queue so far. So
Yeah.
pretty
So
big
we've
queue
got
already.
a full queue here. If anybody, who's at the end of that, Jock, Anka, or Black wants to make sure that you're reviewed next stream or be reviewed sooner,
Yeah.
since it looks like you didn't sign up for an account, you should tip now if you want to do that. And then it's $5. You'll be up second in line after Jokerhead because he did tip. Otherwise, you'll be either towards the end of that stream or pushed to the next stream based on if anybody joins and tips next week. So just a little heads up there. For the future, you can sign up for the platform when you're submitting and reuse your info and make it a little bit easier to do all that. And then you'll actually be able to tip when you come back. So
Yep.
that's the disclaimer. But yeah, like Chris said, we're building stuff to try to help you make the best music you can. It's competitive out there. A lot of people make music. A lot of people want to have careers of it and get fans. And the only way you can do that is by being like really great at what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So
Or work with people that are really good at what they do.
yeah, both things. You
Yeah.
can't do it all on your own usually. So helping you build that network is part of it, and helping you project manage all of your track versions and tasks and discussions and all of that is also part of it. That's the first part that we're building. So
Yep.
expect in a little bit over a month probably to be able to use those project management features. And if you end up tracking your versions and your projects on FastTrack and assigning, tasks, inviting your collaborators, you'll also be able to just bring those straight into the stream. So you won't even have to upload when you're getting feedback from us. So should be cool.
Cool.
But yeah, that's the stream. That's what we do. And we're here every Friday from 5:30 to 7:30 Central to give you feedback. I think you should know how it works at this point. And I think that's pretty much it. Otherwise, follow us on Twitch and Instagram, FastTrack_music. Join our Discord. Put that in the chat too.
Yep.
You got the link to the website. So fasttrack.studio, you can check out what we're all about. Sign up for beta if you want to. And I think that's it. I think that's all we've got.
Yep. Let's get the fuck
Oh.
out of here.
Yeah. All right. Everyone have a great weekend. We'll see you next week. Send us your tracks.
Thanks for the music. Thanks for the tips. Yo, what's up, Vuda? Good to see you.
Good to see you, Vuda.
I was going to submit. You still
Track
can.
and
You still can.
submit your track. We'll get to you next time. We are 2 hours in. We'll be back next Friday again. Looking forward to hearing it.
7 to 5. You still can. You still can. We'll put you at the top of the queue, but this week's over.
This week is 17 minutes over.
Yep. So
all right. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you soon.
appreciate you, dog.
Send us
Peace.
tracks and happy music making. Peace.
Much love. Nice. A good response. What a good, measured response.
Peace and love.
Peace
We'll
and love.
close it out with that.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Later.
Peace.